children are going to grow up, in other words. They're going to have this beauty being described now and never have the opportunity or choice or decision to make about why people chose to eliminate those who were of a certain color of their skin, described by people who saw through their eyes and heard in their ears the accent and the dialect of the ethnicity they proclaimed as illegal. And will not be able to go back to the books before feminism and Marxism to learn about the struggle for rights for women who couldn't vote, who couldn't work a job and receive the pay of their men counterparts. And will be forced to acknowledge the restrictions, the rules, the limits, and the ethics and etiquette of civilization and culture, states and governments and countries. With the risk of punishment, murder, killing, and tribal shame. The Sharia law, they will have no ability to say, violates their human skin. The group of whoever calls themselves the anarchists, the Antifa, the women for salvation, will be unable to say to their drug habits they have, will be unable to say to the person who does the drugs, who rapes women, who dresses as a man, and says to the male human their hormones are incorrect and should meet the standards of their test results they've made exactly correct from observation and experimentation and acknowledgement from the masses in the crowd now. And lastly, they'll never know freedom. Ever, 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 unless they do what's being done now and say to the bully, they've had enough of their world, their earth, their planet, where they can't walk down the street and not get harassed and not sleep at night without some disgusting, horrible and nasty human next door make their erotic masterpiece. and will be too frail, too weak from the years people built this system and processes with these behavioral limits and restrictions and these drug legalizations, from a lack of energy available from meat and protein deemed inaccurate and inappropriate for civilization and the success of the world, cities and states and country. They won't have the courage to make a video in front of the abuse and the bullies who listen, observe, and hear, and watch. Their hallucinations from the sounds in the airwaves and the volume of the loudness. And the stimulation received during an upload of material for a world and a planet who no longer cherish and believe in the beauty and immensity and brilliance of the sunlight, dimensions of a home, and have chosen to restrict and limit and ignore their faults, their brutality and their violence, their cancer-causing habits, and the confusion they're giving during a pandemic. With people dying from coronavirus and lying on hospital beds on ventilators. And practicing honor and bravery instead of defeating an enemy. They've decided in their studies of their music and their textbooks to be the white, racist, supremacist, male human, and their white wives and pale-skinned children. Now,